Hello, welcome to a quick look at StreamTimer, a timing overlay for streamers that has all the tools needed for subathons and other time-related streaming tasks. Once logged in with your stream platform of your choice, you will now see the control panel. This is everything you need to get started. First off, get your overlay from the browser source URL section of the Tools tab, and add this to your streaming software of choice. Now going over to the Mode tab, select which type of timer you want to run. In this example, we're going to show you the steps of setting up a Subathon timer. Subathon timers are able to listen for various events to add or remove time to the timer. By default, it will include the events from your default platform. This can be viewed here. They can be enabled or disabled to your needs along with the time in minutes the event impacts on the timer. There is now support for more platforms. On the Subathon tab, you can add Ko-fi or Tiltify events with the details here on how to get started with those. We recently added a feature to allow a multiplier of time values to be set, so no need to reset all the values or reload the timer to further incentivize contributions for a short duration. You can control it here below the Subathon settings. So for example, with a 2x multiplier, my tier 1 subs will now add 24 minutes to the timer. Once you've completed your Subathon, you will now get a breakdown of what happened, showing all the stats and events that occurred during that time. Perfect to show your supporters' appreciation. You can find it here on the dashboard. If you have access to YouTube events, you can set time added per tier. Define them in the section below the YouTube events. These need to be exactly how they are set on YouTube to trigger correctly, otherwise it will use the default value. We added support for TikTok events for existing accounts. You can get started by checking out the section on the Tools tab. Once unlocked, you will see the new TikTok events listing as part of your existing timer, perfect for the multi-stream subathon. In future, you'll be able to log in with just a TikTok account for these events. Now let's have a look at the structure of the timer. We use a label template system that you may be familiar with if you've used other labels on stream. This will take the structure and replace the values dynamically. You can change the format by customizing it here. If you're having trouble, there's a small tutorial to test how it works here in the Mode tab. The ready message will show before your timer is started. The completed message will show when a timer is stopped or runs out of time. Here you set the starting duration, and if you want to limit the subathon, you can set that here. In the section above are some advanced features to experiment with. Dynamic labels will hide a label when hitting a 0 value, so the timer will dynamically shrink or grow depending on what time is left on the timer. Subathon only labels can track things such as current multiplier and counts of follows and subs, etc. Pop-up message allows a pop-up message to appear over the timer. This is a good way to show tallies or any special messages. This can be set on the timer and can be triggered with the controls at the top of the page. And finally, load time warning mode as an animation when hitting a threshold, incentivizing user interaction to bump that timer back up. Now in the final tab, style, this is where you can set the look of your timer, add custom fonts or align your timer with your signature style. We have plugins for stream controllers to help you control your timer from your fingertips. We have Elgato Stream Deck plugins, one free and one premium, to make manipulating the timer even easier. The Plus plugin is a way to gain access to new features before they're added to the free version. It can be found on the Elgato store here. If subathons are not your thing, we still have a range of timing tools for streamers. Train timers or want to count down to your usual going live time? This can all be set up from the Mode tab, or using the quick links on the Tools tab. This is my full-time job, so if you found this useful, please consider supporting on Ko-fi or buying one of my premium plugins. It all helps keep me alive, so I can keep helping you in return.